So a lot of people don't seem to realize that you can actually grow muscle in a caloric deficit. You don't need a surplus. Yes, if you're really lean, you kind of do need a surplus because you need to get to a healthy body fat range first before you start building muscle. But if you are in a deficit and you prioritize your pre and intra and post workout nutrition, you do not need a surplus to grow muscle. Now, what goes into a good pre-workout meal? Essentially, the number one factor is going to be carbohydrates. Now, there's a few different things you need to play around with. The first is going to be dependent on your daily carbohydrate intake. If you're in a deficit and you're in a relatively low carb state, what you really want to do is prioritize pretty much putting almost all of your carbohydrates peri-workout. So before and after, and even maybe during your workout. If you're having, 250 grams carbs per day, I would say you want to allocate at least 80 grams before, 80 grams after. If you're in a surplus, it's a little bit of a different story. You have so many carbs coming in throughout the day that it doesn't really matter. You're pretty much always topped off with your glycogen stores. So as long as you're not going low carb before your workout and after your workout, you can try to experiment with pushing in some intra-workout carbohydrates. Essentially anything to boost your performance. That's going to be key in a deficit, in a surplus, whatever it may be, because muscle protein synthesis is not calorie dependent. It's performance dependent. So if you can improve your performance in the gym, you're going to improve your ability to make gains. Now, the other thing is timing. If you are going to be having a pre-workout meal and then waiting 2 hours until you work out, you do not want to just have fast-acting carbs. They're going to spike your blood sugar, your insulin. You're going to get a sugar rush, and then you're going to crash way before you ever get to the gym. So what you want to do is add fats and protein to that meal and even overall calories. You want to have a full, comprehensive, slow digesting meal. Now, on the other hand, if you're trying to eat a meal 30 minutes before the gym, cut the fat, cut the protein, just stick to fast digesting, high glycemic index carbohydrates, something like Rice Krispie treats, rice cakes, white rice, some honey, some fructose is important too. It's going to be able to get into your system by the time you get to the gym. Now, if you want to have carbs during your workout, something like highly branched cluster dextrin is pretty much just going to bypass the whole digestive system, just get right into your system and not divert any of the blood flow out of your muscles into your stomachs. The more carbs, the better. That's the rule of thumb. The more carbs that you can properly digest, the better your performance will be in the gym and the more muscle you will grow.